And welcome to Living My Youth. My name is Noel Philbin. My guest this week is actor John Philbin. John has appeared in some of the most memorable horror movies in the 1980s, Children of the Corn, Return of the Living Dead. Return of the Living Dead celebrated its 40th anniversary last year, so John and the rest of the cast were doing a lot of conventions. He talks about the conventions. Children of the Corn, he also talks about John Franklin, who played Isaac in the movie, and he was so creepy. Brilliant in the movie. We discussed John, also discussed Peter Horton, who John waxes poetic about. John also appeared in the cult classic surf movie North Shore, where he played Turtle. John is an avid surfer, so that movie was basically nothing to him. Speaking of surf movies, he was Nathaniel in Point Break, aka Jimmy Carter. Talks about Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves' surf abilities. John also appeared in one of my all-time favorite movies, Tombstone. He had a memorable death scene in that movie at the OK Corral. Spoiler alert. Speaking of death scenes, John has had some original ones. We discussed some of them throughout his career. Most recently, he appeared in the movie Undateable John, co-starring with one of my all-time favorite crushes, Estella Warren. Discussed that. Also discussed John's past. He's pretty open about it, and I'm really glad that he's doing very well right now. And if you like this interview, please leave a review and rate the episode. I would really appreciate it. Go check out past episodes on iTunes. And here's John. So, John, thank you so much for doing this today. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure.
Yeah. So, what are you up to these days?
I just got off of a 2-year run of horror conventions because for some amazing reason, last year was the 40-year anniversary of Children of the Corn, which was the first movie I ever did.
Right.
I didn't think anything of it, and then it became like a cult horror movie, and they started doing these horror conventions, and I went to one every month and with my cast members, and every month I was in a different state, in a different city, in a different hotel, and it was a great time. And the following year, it was the 40-year anniversary of a kind of a zombie movie I did called Return of the Living Dead
Right.
that for some reason became a cult hit in the horror world. So I went back to like 12 different conventions. I went overseas, I went to London. So it's been 2 years straight of back-to-back, convention life, and it has been so much fun. But that is over now. Now it's 2026, and I don't think I'll be able to go to any of those beautiful towns and cities and conventions that I went to for the last 2 years because, I've been there with cast reunions, and
Right.
now I'm so addicted to it. I just want to go to conventions. So I'm like, hey man, I want to go to all the ones I haven't been to,
Yeah.
I don't care how big they are. It's just fun for me. I'll go freestanding, not as a reunion group. I could go maybe with John Franklin and maybe
Yeah.
got Tommy Matthews or someone and just go with people that I've been in movies with that have been in classic horror movies. So that was I had the best 2 years, man, of my life. I recently
Yeah.
married, and my wife and I are just like having an adventure all the time. We went to Europe, we went to Italy. My good friend of mine bought a fucking great place in Italy, and we spent some time there, and that was great. And we're thinking we might go back every year. It's so good. We
Oh,
had
that's
such a
awesome.
good trip.
Yeah.
And then I've planned a trip to go to Indonesia because I didn't go to surfing in Indonesia last year. But this year I'm going to go to G-Land, my favorite camp. So I'm already like, I booked that trip. I've got my hotel. I'm booking my dates. I'll probably send them a deposit. I've got my
Yeah.
airfare. That's going to be really exciting. So in there, between now and then, I will leave, I'll leave the first week of May. I'm just training, I go
Right.
surfing, I ride my motorcycle to the gym, work out, like I'm training to be in really as good as shape as I can get in for that trip because I'm 65 and it's a really vigorous, gnarly surf spot, and I'm just training to make sure that I can take full advantage of it because I never know when I'll get back there again, it's halfway around the world. I'm getting older. I'm married, and it's
Sure.
like dangerous and fun, and so I'm really having a good time. I'm having so much fun, bro. It's unbelievable. I never thought I could have this much fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
if a particular acting role came about, would you still
Oh, I
accept it?
always take the roles that I can do. Like someone sends me a script or like, ask me to be in a movie like at a convention, I just go like, yeah, send me the script, let me read it. If I can identify with the character in some way, if I can relate, if I feel like I can do this character well,
Right.
then I say yes. Because I don't have to act for the money anymore. Now it's just for fun and I love it. So when people want to use me in movies, I recommend it, but I want to play something that I can enjoy playing, because that's not like they're not going to be able to pay me, like acting's changed. I left the union, by the way. So I left
Okay.
SAG after the strikes. I
Right.
walked on the strikes, but after the strike, I decided to leave SAG. I've been a SAG member for 40 years. And I'm not even doing SAG work. I stopped acting for
Yeah.
15 years. I just started up again when I got older doing these conventions. I
Yeah.
just started doing low budget independent horror movies and it's really, really fun. And so I love it. I love it. But, I don't live, I don't have to chase, I don't live to chase it or anything. But I dream about it
Yeah.
every night. I want to do more work.
Right.
I'd love it if this got out to someone who goes, yeah, I want to use you in my, I'm making a low budget
Yeah.
independent movie. Are you union? I want to go, no. Great.
Oh, that's
Let's
good. Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
It's really fun for me. I love it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had Tom Matthews on a few months ago.
You did?
Yeah, and he
He's
was
my
like
guy.
a couple of days ago away from going, I think it was Lexington. I don't know if you went to
Yeah,
that
Lexington. I was
convention.
there,
Yeah.
Lexington, Kentucky. It was
Yeah.
awesome with
Yeah.
Tom.
Oh yeah, I'm
He's in
sure.
Return of the Living Dead. So we just
Yeah.
got back from 10 conventions.
Right. Yeah. And he was just talking about he was doing a lot of like the fan films of like Friday the
Mhm.
13th and stuff like that. And like he was like kind of hesitant, but he read the script and it was real great production value. And I saw it, and those films are unbelievable. So
I know. I did
yeah,
this fan film, Return of the Living Dead kind of fan film thing that was, and the crew was so talented and they shot such good footage. It hasn't come out, and I don't know if
right.
it's going to come out, but the days I shot with Miguel Nunez, and we had such a good
Yeah.
time. And I'm super low budget, but they paid well,
Right.
and it looks great. So, yeah, people are making movies now on the cheap that are really fun. They're entertaining. You don't have to get a studio movie to make an interesting film with
Right. And the technology pretty
good
much
crew.
is,
Technology is amazing,
yeah.
right?
And a lot of it's all on
So
your
yeah, I'm all
phone,
about it.
You can shoot a movie on your iPhone now. It's
You
crazy.
can.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll get to Return of the Living Dead in a little bit. But I have to say, I am so jealous of you
Why?
because you did a movie with Estella Warren, and I've been in love with her for years. Oh my God. And Undateable John, the cameos in that movie were crazy. I
I
absolutely love
know.
that movie. Yeah.
I know. Tom Arnold's great in that movie,
Yeah.
man. I love him. There's a bunch of I mean, Estella Warren's one of the most beautiful women in the
Yeah.
world. Her Chanel campaign when she was young, like she was a swimmer in
Yeah.
Canada.
In Canada.
Sh just the most amazing looking woman in the world. And she's
Yeah.
really, really talented actress. I mean, she's so good. She's
Yeah.
like crying and like I just totally believed her. I believed her. She was so fucking good. I was so lucky to be in
Yeah.
that movie. I'm jealous of me that
Right.
but I'll tell you, I was so looking forward to certain scenes in that movie. Like there's
Yeah.
this one scene where my character, John, has sex with her for the first time.
Yeah.
And he's fucking stoked. He hasn't had sex with a woman in a long time. He's a recovering drug addict. He's just a fucking loser. He can't get a date. He doesn't have a car,
Yeah.
and he's in recovery, but he lives with a roommate and stuff. And he got to go over to this girl's house, this stunning, beautiful girl
Yeah.
who just came into AA. And when notoriously speaking, these beautiful wounded women come into AA and they haven't had a drink or a drug in a day or 2 or 3 days, and they have no idea what's going on in their life. And that's when predators swoop down on them,
Right.
these scumbag, sober fucking predators who go to the AA meetings and they just swoop on these vulnerable girls. A lot of them are just so beautiful. They're the party girls. They're so beautiful, but they happen to be alcoholics. Now you take away their alcohol and they just don't know what to think or feel, or they need some stimulation. So they just think this guy's being really nice to me, and these guys just take advantage of them. Well, I'm not saying that that's what Undateable John is doing, but that is what he does.
Yeah.
But he's still grateful to have sex with her. I mean, guy hasn't had sex. He's not like He's not a player, you know.
Right.
But he thinks he in his own mind, some of these guys like that guy, they're delusional. They have nothing, but they have confidence, you know, and a big dick, you know, and they think they're funny, you know, and so they just they're just out there in the world. Just you got to be careful of them. But I was looking forward to that scene where we have sex like forever. And the director,
Yeah.
I'm finally, it's the day, and I'm like, I get to get between her legs and pound away and look at her fucking hot face. And I'm just improv and go, open your mouth, you know,
Yeah.
like so fucking cool. And then the director goes, cut. Okay, yeah, we got it. I went, one take?
That's it.
That's it? He goes, yeah, we got it, man. That was great. We had it from two angles, man. That was perfect. Moving on. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just jealous that I got to do that and he
Yeah.
didn't. I'm like, man, that was such a good scene. I think that scene is one of the reasons my wife agreed to date me because she saw I was with that woman,
Right.
you know, who's well, you know, my wife's hot, you know, and she's
Yeah.
got big boobs. She's fucking totally hot blonde. She goes, well, he handled her pretty well. I guess maybe he can handle me. I mean, it was like he's been with her. I don't know, man. Movies are so funny, man. You know, a woman can see that and just go, I wish everybody would see that movie. That movie's so funny, I think, and so good. You're the only person that's ever brought up that movie
Really?
in the middle of, you know, in the beginning of an interview. And I'm
Wow.
so grateful that you did because it's good, right? I mean, I
Yeah.
liked it.
Yeah, it was
It got a
entertaining.
terrible distribution and release deal,
Yeah.
and a lot of people haven't seen it, but it's really funny and really good.
Yeah.
There's really good stuff in it.
I think it's on Tubi, if I remember.
Okay, it's on
Yeah.
Tubi. Great. I don't know if
Yeah.
that, I hope that's free.
It is free. Yeah.
Good.
Everyone.
Well, then
Yeah.
you can
Check
see
it.
it for free. There's no reason.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. I mean, like
Stella
that.
Warren's so
Oh,
hot. And
she's great. I mean, you want to see Joan Jett, you want to see Daryl
Joan Jett's
Hannah.
great in it. She does all
Yeah.
the music.
Oh,
Joan
yeah.
Jett does the music, and she's awesome. And yeah, Daryl Hannah's in it, and
Yeah.
Tom, all
Sharon.
those
Yeah.
guys that play my friends are really fun.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's a great
Shannon
movie.
Doherty had a quick scene in
Shannon
it. Yeah.
Doherty.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. And what cracked me up was I don't want to give too much away in the movie, is like
Oh, you can.
when you're teaching her how to surf and you guys
Yeah.
have sex in the water. And I
Oh,
had conversations with my friends years ago about you can never have, get pregnant in a pool or an ocean. That was
I know.
funny.
Well, where does
That
that
was
come
great.
from? I
I don't
wonder.
know. Yeah,
My
like an
guy
urban
just went with
legend.
it.
Yeah.
A legend. It's a
Yeah.
legend.
Yeah, it's totally.
I
But
was, I, yeah, that was fun.
yeah, no, but everyone check that movie out. It's entertaining. It's a quick watch too.
Undateable John. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
It's a comedy,
it is a comedy. It is. Yeah.
but it's based in reality. I mean, I will say it is really based in reality. That writer, Sin Posner, and me,
Yeah.
and Tom Arnold, and Estella, we all know what it's like to
Yeah.
try to get sober and battle with drugs and alcohol, you know, and
Right.
it's no joke. And Venice is just this, there's more recovery houses and you know, AA meetings and whatever sobriety stations in the on the west side of LA than maybe the only other place that's like that is the south of Florida.
Right.
Southern Florida is like
Yeah.
full of
Yeah.
them. But it's a community out there, people trying to improve their lives, but
Yeah.
without a doubt they have ruined their lives
Right.
and they're trying to get better. So
Did you go through the program?
oh yeah, I've been through the program. I'm sober right now.
That's
I've
great.
I have been sober for almost 11 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll have 11 years. You know, I've spent most of my life I've been sober.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, once I got sober in 29 when I was 23 years old, before I started acting, you know, right before when I graduated college, I got sober.
Okay, great.
So every movie I've ever done, I was sober, you know. But then I stopped working and then I relapsed and I was fucking useless, you know, unemployable, unemployed.
Yeah.
Guy didn't know how, I couldn't do anything, you know, and I struggled trying to get back, you know, so I could
Mm.
live again. And
Right.
I didn't want to die or anything, but I was
Yeah.
just, I've got it really bad. You know, the disease of alcoholism and
Yeah.
drug addiction, you know, you know, I just can't get enough of it, you know, and at the detriment of everything. I've lost everything I've ever had or ever
Well,
made or anything. I'm just lucky I didn't lose my life. If you've got
yeah.
your life, where there's hope, there's light. Where there's life, there's hope.
Right.
So I just got lucky and hit a really bad bottom. I went to jail, you know, I got out of, and I was in jail. I was going, I am in jail because I'm an alcoholic addict and I can't get sober, you know, and if I don't want to spend the rest of my life in jail, I'm going to have to go all in, you know, in a program and get so, and I did. I'm all in. I went all in, and my life just for some reason, I turned my life over to this, you know, this program, and I completely surrendered to it, and I realized, and my life has been getting better and better every year. I met my wife in a meeting and we got married, 3 years after that. We've
Right.
been married for 3 years and our lives have become unbelievable. Both of us have just leveled up into this place where we never thought it was possible we never saw our lives
Right.
where they are right now. And they are off the charts. And it's all because, we've found a way to get out of our own way, not make problems for ourselves. Program speaks like you turn yourself over to the care of a higher power. You
Yeah.
do that, you get out of your own way. I mean, it's in all the young and the neat, all the philosophers say the same things, about the secrets of how to have a good life.
Right.
But when you're a drug addict, alcoholic, all you want to do is more drugs and alcohol,
Yeah.
and nothing else matters. But once you get rid of that and you find a substitute that's powerful and seeking, they say addicts, and alcoholics are seekers, and they really want a spiritual connection, but they just go to the wrong place to get it. Once you get rid of that and you find a way to make a spiritual connection and get into helping others, and you get out of your own way and get out of your own head, your own
Yeah.
bad thoughts and bad behaviors, and you start doing things differently and thinking differently, and life just starts getting good, like it should, like it's supposed to be. And we're so grateful we got saved.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So the scenes, the meeting scenes like Undateable John, are those pretty realistic, or are they kind of like a heightened like version of like a
Well, it's not
meeting?
it's not AA. I mean, we're wearing name tags. Those aren't
Mm.
AA meetings. AA's it's I don't I'm sure it's all over the press now. Like, it's supposed to be an anonymous program. And that's a movie, it's a movie about AA. I guess it's about
Right.
AA, but you don't wear a, I've never been to a meeting where you wore name tags, but
Okay.
I think it was based on some other type of program. There's lots of
Right.
programs out there, but in terms of going around the meeting, people sharing and confessing, and
Yeah.
crying and saying, they relapsed or they feel guilty or they're struggling, that's very realistic. So like that, those guys shares where everybody breaks down, takes turns breaking down. Joan Jett, amazing.
Yeah.
Tom Arnold told a story that was just amazing, like because we've all like done that kind of therapy, that kind of work, that kind of program work. So
Right.
yeah, it was very realistic sitting around in a circle, with a guy that leads the meeting, and then you raise your hand, you want to get something off your chest, and people accept you and love you, they don't shame you, like you're not
Mhm.
supposed to shame someone.
Right.
We're all kind of trying to get better, and we've got a disease and we're there to get help. It's a beautiful thing when people give themselves to it. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And then when you have those celebrities, it's, high profile, all their, problems are in the news. So everyone
Oh,
going into the meetings knows half the story already.
I know I know I see it. It's all over. Like I don't know. I mean, some people have a real hard time with the fact that Alcoholics Anonymous is getting talked about on the internet
Right.
and in the press and on TV, and because I would anonymity if they didn't want people to know it. It's private. If
Yeah.
someone wants to go into that program, they don't want anybody to know. It's important to them to feel like no one's going to know in my community or my family or whatever. So but then there you get all these people, you know, all these super famous, you know,
Yeah.
hot A-list actors, and just about all of them are sober, men and
Yeah.
women.
Right.
And you just get, oh, like they're all sober. And you go, what is that meeting like? What is that meeting like? When you go to that meeting and you're sitting next to the biggest celebrities in the world, on the planet,
Yeah.
and you're like, wow, if they can do it, I can do it. That's how I was, when
Right.
I was going to meetings when I was young. I like to identify with movie stars and go like, that guy, I want to be an actor.
Yeah.
That's an actor. He's sober. I can get sober. It's a good thing, it's a positive thing.
Right.
Yeah. And so maybe they're, and I believe they probably are doing some good when they break their anonymity and say, I'm on the program.
Yeah.
I'm a sober member of AA, but I'm saying it out loud right now, and those people will not be happy about that. I mean, they just it's a tradition not to break, your
Yeah.
anonymity at the level of press, radio, films, and TV. And It didn't say internet, but this is on the internet and I've broken my anonymity. But I guess that, if I'll live and learn, I would hate to hope I don't relapse, and someone goes,
Right.
oh, but let me say this, now that I've said that, and this isn't an AA meeting or anything, but when everything I've ever done good, and I've put together about 30 years, I did when I was sober.
Right.
Like everything I've ever done that was of any value in my life, I did free and clear of drugs and alcohol, sober on the program sober. And just because I have relapsed doesn't mean that the program doesn't work. The
Right.
program and there's different ways of getting sober and clean and having a meaningful life. This is the one that works for me. I've tried a lot of things. This is the one that works for me. But just because I've struggled, it's not uncommon for people to come and go like until they really get it and put together, 10 years, that's quality. I've put together 10 years twice in my life,
That's
like
great.
I put together 7, 5, like really good, clean time where I've done a lot of wonderful things and helped a lot of people. Just because I've like struggled sometimes and gone out doesn't mean the program works when you do all the suggestions of it and you're in there for yourself.
Basically, I mean, you can be an inspiration. I mean, like, with your story, even though you're not supposed to kind of like be out and like,
I think that's
advertising
why
it, which is good.
I think that's why we do it. The people that are in the entertainment industry or something talking about being sober. I think they do it so that so they want people to know that, hey, you can, if you're having any problems, you can
Yeah.
talk to someone like me.
Yeah.
I had problems and I got better, and this is how I did it, but we're not out there advertising for it.
Yeah.
We don't advertise for it. We don't push it. We just
Right.
live by example. But,
Yeah.
you asked me a question, I'm telling you what saved my life. That's what
Right.
it was. And if
Yeah.
anybody has any questions, they can look into it. There's a lot of different ways, but if you happen to be an alcoholic or a drug addict, it's not your fault. You have a disease, and when you learn that it's a disease and there's treatment for it, there's different kinds of treatment for it, but you learn there's treatment for it, you can turn your life around and you don't have to die of a fentanyl overdose,
Right.
cirrhosis of the liver, or esophageal
Yeah.
hemorrhages. You don't have to go to jail like I did, or prison like a lot of my friends did. Like Robert Downey Jr. had to
Yeah.
do that. Sean, you don't have to go to jail. You don't have to.
Right.
You might find when you go in there that you want to take it seriously. It's a
Yeah.
serious illness and it's fatal. It's a fatal illness, and a
Yeah.
lot of people are dying because of it, and it doesn't have to be the case. You can find help. There's help out there. So that's why I think that
Yeah.
people who are into it talk about it. That's
Yeah.
why I talk about it. So
Right. Yeah. Do you remember the show, The Surreal Life? That reality show they did like a couple
no.
decades ago? Okay. So it
No, because
was,
I don't watch reality shows till I got married. I never watched any reality show till I got married. My wife turned a couple on, but
oh,
go
okay.
ahead.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but it was like all these celebrities who had, addiction problems,
Oh,
lived in a house.
oh
And
my God.
yeah, so some of it
Fuck.
was like, I think exploitative, and some of it was comedy, 'cause you saw like highlights of it and it's just like, oh God, this is a train wreck. But I guess it helped people. I felt it kind
I
of took
wouldn't know.
advantage of them because it was
Well,
probably at their lowest.
I guarantee you it took advantage of them.
Yeah,
The entertainment, if anyone was getting paid, they're taking advantage of them. It's
yeah,
just like, Robert Downey Jr. is a perfect example. Here's a guy that's smoking crack in his
yeah,
trailer. And the producers are Charlie Sheen's another perfect example. Charlie
right.
Sheen, Robert. The studio is just like, we're making money on this character in this business. We have a company, it's called this TV show, and this is
Yeah,
our network's putting on, and this guy's doing well. And then when he fucking has to go to jail or he rapes someone or whatever, yeah, he's become dangerously antisocial and could damage the
right.
brand. They're like, well, for his best interest, we want him to get help.
Yeah,
But then another cottage industry, okay, hand him over to us. They'll take the train wreck that's
yeah,
Charlie
of course.
Sheen and send him on a fucking rehab tour where he's fucking insane,
Yeah,
thinking we'll make a little bit money on the way
of
out.
course. Yeah,
Like he might die, but I think we can get a couple more pennies out of this monkey.
exactly. Yeah,
What can we get out of this Downey Jr. kid? A couple more pennies out of this monkey
yeah,
before he kills himself, and then we'll say, well, we just wanted the best for him.
yeah,
Entertainers are, you know, they get paid by other they're getting paid by people who
Yeah.
are exploiting them.
Right.
Whether it's, this guy looks great with his shirt off. Oh, look, this girl looks great with her, butt in the air. But once she doesn't, she's not, no use to us. We can't because we can't make money off it.
Right.
So an entertainer in the entertainment industry says right off the bat, I want you to exploit me, but you got to pay me. Now I'll be exploited in this shitty movie. I'll take my clothes off, but the
Mhm.
next movie I do, you got to pay me more,
Right.
and maybe I will, maybe I won't take my clothes off. What do you mean you took your clothes off in that one? Like, yeah, so I could get into this one.
Yeah.
Now I want to get paid more money, but you are still saying, I want you to exploit me but you got to pay me. I'm so, when you watch people, networks abuse, or, entertainment companies abuse celebrities, exploit them and at the day, at their life, it could cost them their life.
Yeah.
You really get an idea of what the different rungs of the entertainment industry and the different little offshoot markets. Like, it's just like the health industry, like you get sick, they'll take your money, they'll give you all kinds of treatments. Now you're getting old and you're dying. They
Yep.
they'll crack your lungs open to massage your heart and give you an invasive cancer thing. You can't, you don't even, you've got dementia, and they're still saying, I think we can make money from this dying person. They don't know what they're doing, but we can intubate them. That's going to cost
Right.
$10,000. We'll put a food bag in them.
Yeah.
The person is just being tortured, and they don't even know why, and their life is fucking over.
Yeah.
They're just there, if they don't have someone advocating for their dignity, they'll be used by the health industry to the last drop of money, and then
Right.
and you go, okay, it's hospice time. Like, okay, you'll get a call from 5 different hospices on your way fucking home,
Yeah.
like on we want to we'll be better. They're just okay, but at least hospice is like just morphine till you die. They don't feed you, they don't give you water, just ease the pain till you die. And hospice is free, but until you turn that corner and go, wait, this is enough.
Yeah.
I think you guys have made enough money off
Uh,
this dead body, from insurance. We're just gonna let this
Yeah.
thing pass. Can you please give it a break? It's disgusting to see, just like it's disgusting to see whatever that surreal life,
Yeah.
celebrities who are dying, getting used because they're pathetic. And that's, some people find that interesting, you know.
Yeah.
And you never know what someone else finds interesting. Baywatch was the best, most successful
In the
TV
world.
show
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
So in the whole world of entertainment,
Right.
sitting at the top of that, I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis is interesting. He wears a mustache. He does those funny things.
Yeah.
De Niro's like, oh, look what he did. He's a fighter, and now he's
Yeah.
got he's so cute, with the
Yeah.
mustache. But Baywatch is the number one thing.
Yeah.
That's the top of the thing. Then everything is under that.
Yep.
Timothy Chalamet, oh, it's cute when he does this thing, but Baywatch,
Yeah.
number one.
That's true.
So who am I to tell someone else the entertainment industry is there to make money off
Everything.
whatever it takes. Now AI will come in, like, and it's fun to watch AI shit. It's like, oh, it's not, no one's
Yeah.
getting hurt in this one.
Not
That's
yet.
just, someone just
Yeah.
created it. It's not a human
Yeah.
being. I
Right.
don't know. I
I,
don't know what the future's gonna hold, but
yeah. It's gonna be
it's a
scary.
crazy fucking scary world out there.
Yeah. It's scary. It really is. Yeah.
Too dark? Am I just taking
No.
right down to a dark hole?
No, not at all. It's
Uh,
no, it's kind of freaky though. Yeah. Yeah. So you said Children of the Corn was your first movie,
mhm.
playing Amos, and
Amos.
John Franklin was a fucking creepy motherfucker in that movie.
So
He
good.
was so good in that movie. He was so good, but he was so creepy.
Fucking good, man. Yeah, so I did, 12 shows with him,
Right.
and just got to set because we didn't talk for 40 years.
Yeah.
I never even saw him.
Right.
He did a lot of work and stuff, but I
Yeah.
never saw him. But yeah, sitting next to him, he is such an amazing guy. He became a teacher and then run a theater club,
Yeah.
directing plays and going to plays. He's just
r-
a really intelligent. So I just sent him a text today.
Right.
I miss that guy. I love John Franklin. Yeah. So Yeah, it's sitting next to him. That guy's so great. He stood up the whole through every convention. He was on his feet the whole time. I don't think I ever saw him sit down. Wearing a cute vest, really nice to everybody. Very smart, very cultured, very into theater. Goes to see every play.
Right.
And yeah, boy, was he, and he's the sweetest,
Yeah.
nicest guy. But people see him and they
Usually how
get
it is.
scared.
Yeah.
They get up. That's a good example of a good actor.
Yeah.
He is the sweetest, nicest guy.
Right.
But literally, when people see him and it strikes their memory of Children of the Corn, some of them get really
Yeah.
uncomfortable, scared. It's so, and he's like, I'm the nicest guy in the
Right.
world. He's
Yeah. It's
this
a role. I'm
sweet,
acting. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah,
Yeah. So how was that shoot for that movie?
the shoot. I mean,
Mhm.
I didn't get to work with those guys. Like
Yeah.
I sit by myself and cut a pentagram into my
Right. In
chest.
the church.
And then Peter Horton walks in, and I talk to him. But I'm so out of it because I'm getting ready to
Yeah.
commit suicide, basically.
Yeah.
So I just played it like this total passive, starry-eyed doe in the headlights, just like I'm gonna die soon, but I'm good. I'm okay with it, like just like this guy, But I'll tell you, when we went, I had to walk into the cornfield at night and surrender myself.
Yeah.
We had all the people around, That's the
Yeah.
first movie I have ever done.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I did it so that I could have some experience before I did Grandview USA, which was a really good part and a
Yeah.
great acting challenge. And
Right.
my agent was like, go do this little horror movie. It's not a big deal before you do Grandview USA. Grandview USA was going to change my life, and it did because of people I met and everything. But I don't go to conventions for Grandview USA, and I'm still going to conventions, signing autographs for Children
Right.
of the Corn.
Yeah.
When I walked into that field, and surrendered to He Who Walks Behind the Row, I felt the power of movie making. It was cold and like the lights, the cornfield, and fuck, it was so exciting.
Yeah.
Sun was setting. It was a ritual, and I just felt what film acting could be.
Right.
When everybody gets together and focuses on something very serious, and everyone's doing their job, and things are focused, and you want to be in that moment more than anything, and it's very, very, very exciting.
Yeah.
God, did it just get dark in here?
No, I think you're still good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was like one of Linda Hamilton's like first roles, I believe, right? One of them.
Early on in her career,
Yeah.
definitely. She was a
Right before
sweetheart. I
Terminator. Yeah.
loved her. So she's doing this horror movie, Children of the Corn, low
Yeah.
budget, and she's working with a Peter Horton, who's a tool, he's a fucking chud, like a fucking dick. Because thinks he's successful because he's on a stupid TV show, and he
Yeah.
thinks that's fucking cool. No one else does. Everyone thinks he's a fucking jerk, and
Right.
he is a jerk. But whatever. She's wonderful and super sweet. And it's my first
Yeah.
movie, and I just fell in love with her. And she was married to a guy, a friend of mine at the time, who's a great actor, Bruce Campbell. Not,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter. She goes to our director, Fritz Kirsch. She goes, yeah, I got an offer to do this movie after this. I don't know if I should do it. He's like, well, what's it about? Well, I mean, I don't really understand it. It's this sci fiction horror. It's another horror movie, but I would have to work with Arnold Schwarzenegger, who at the time, like, you think Peter Horton's a fucking dud. Arnold Schwarzenegger's a clown. He's a joke. The
Right.
fucking bodybuilder, right? He's a
Yeah.
dumb fuck. Can't even speak English. Like, and he's like, I don't think you should do it. Who's the director? This guy has never really he hasn't done anything. He's like, I don't think you should, Linda. I don't think it's a good idea to go from this to that. Another horror sci-fi movie with another,
Right.
bunch of losers. But fucking actors want to work, bro.
Exactly.
Actors like to work. That's why they'll do
Yeah.
Surreal Life or Celebrity Rehab
I
or
want to
like,
be on
yeah,
screen.
I'm fucking, even great actors. Yeah, I want to. It's a job. Is it a job? Yeah. Will you pay me? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Pick me up and put me in a thing. I remember Tom Sizemore. I think I saw him. I might have been that show you're talking about, just falling down on camera
Yes.
on so bad, and eventually dies of drug addiction.
Yeah,
I would see him
unfortunately.
every once in a while. I'm in a movie with him called Point Break, and he's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant in it. And Catherine Bigelow, who's a brilliant director, she saw
Unbelievable.
Tom Sizemore in one scene in Point Break and goes, hmm. She put him in her next movie with Ray Fiennes, about 2000, and she gave him a lead,
Yeah.
and he killed it. He was so scary and what a brilliant actor. And then
Yeah.
he just like he's so talented, right? But
Yeah.
drug addiction doesn't give a shit how talented you are, what future you have, how much money you can make.
Yeah.
It just doesn't give a fucking shit what color you are, what religion you are, if you have a nice family, if you're all alone. It just equal opportunity, devastating destroyer.
So true.
And
Yeah.
to watch him fall like De Niro's going, don't you want to be alive and see your work? Don't you want to like appreciate what you can do, And like he just couldn't. Some
Yeah.
people can't get it. Robert Downey, other actors you see
Yeah.
who have already given away their anonymity. I think pretty much everyone's given away their anonymity who's famous, right?
Yeah, pretty much, I think.
Like what famous actors are in recovery that you don't know are in recovery? That
Yeah.
would be a fucking good one.
Yeah,
Like, what
exactly.
famous actors are sober that haven't admitted they're sober
Right.
yet, that you haven't seen in a movie? But I've seen, like, I love playing the celebrity, which celebrities are sober,
Yeah.
game, but I can't do it on this thing. But I do with my friends because we're all
Yeah.
in the program. So there's no anonymity within the program, but
Right,
we'll
right.
we'll watch the Academy Awards, the Golden Globes, and we're like,
Yeah.
sober, sober, saw him at a meeting. I spoke at his meeting. He spoke at my meeting. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Sober, sober, because they all talk about it on these kind of shows now.
Yeah. It's true.
And I hope it is inspiring. They
I
just
hope
people
so.
are just going like, yeah, drinking wasn't doing me any favors.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, I'm glad you're doing great though.
Me too.
Yeah.
So am I. No one's happier than me about it.
Yeah, I'm
I'm so
sure.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. And you mentioned View USA, and I love that movie.
Me
And
too.
yeah, no, such a good movie, directed
Such a
by,
good movie.
Randall Kleiser, who did Grease. And yeah, I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, Patrick
Sober.
Swayze. Yeah, sober. Yeah.
Sober.
Yeah.
I
C.
went to
Thomas
meetings with
Howell.
Patrick after. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I love that movie. I love that role I got to play. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I
Yeah.
love Patrick Swayze. There were some great actors. That was a star-studded cast.
Yeah.
Randall Kleiser's such a immense talent. He
Yeah.
made some movies that just are iconic.
Totally.
They're the history of Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
Like the greatest movies. Grease. I don't know, Blue Lagoon. He's just a brilliant
Yeah.
White Fang. Like he's a really good eye for how to make a good movie. He's just
Yeah.
so I was very lucky to get involved in that. And he's the guy that ended up producing and hiring me for the movie that changed my life the
North
most,
Shore.
East
Yeah.
North Shore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you make a connection on a movie, you do your best work. You don't know where it's going to lead.
Yeah.
If
You
you
don't want to
do
be you
good
don't want to be a
work,
dick because you want to be
yeah,
remembered for getting a role
yeah.
later on.
You don't
Yeah.
want to be a dick. You don't,
Yeah.
relationship business, and it's like, how was that?
Yeah.
That guy was really good in my movie, bring
Yeah.
him in for yours, and then you got to, reprove yourself. But I think I got to, go on a lot of auditions because of Grandview USA.
Yeah. Why
I
do you,
was,
I mean, it was such a good movie. Why do you think it kind of like failed to connect with the audiences?
I don't know, distribution and exhibition and the timing and just nobody know why is Children of the Corn a bigger movie than Grandview
Yeah.
USA? Unbelievable,
Yeah.
right? Why is Return of the Living Dead a bigger movie than, at these ceremonies than the New Kids or the
Yeah.
Grandview USA?
Yeah.
There's such good movies, but just who knows?
You
You
don't
just
know.
never know.
You don't know.
Nobody knows anything.
Yeah.
You go and you do this thing and you just hope
Yeah.
for the best. And sometimes audiences just go, "Oh, this is fucking great," and
Yeah.
it grows on them or they watch it. I mean, North Shore became a cult surf movie, bombed when it came out,
Yeah.
VHS and cable, and that now like
That's how I
other
saw it.
markets.
Yeah.
It's a huge cult movie with 3 generations of followers who love it.
Yeah.
But when it came out, it's like
Kind of came and went. Yeah.
came and went.
Yeah.
So you just never know. You do your best. You get lucky if you're in anything like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So how much of, well, I know like Matt Adler, he had a surfing background. Did Gregory Harrison have a surfing background too?
yes, we
Okay.
all have. Me, Gregory, and Matt have gone on surf trips. Like we all
Oh, that's
surf.
awesome.
So we all had to surf. That was a
Yeah.
requirement
Okay.
to be in that movie. Not like Point Break. Like everyone didn't have to surf to be in Point Break, but
Right.
North Shore's about surfing, and they wanted
Yeah.
to bring as much verisimilitude to the environment as possible. So we all had to surf.
Yeah. And
We
plus
had to
you,
take surf tests and everything.
yeah, plus you had one of the, most famous surfers in the world with Lord Hamilton in the movie too.
Yeah. Laird Hamilton and Jerry Lopez. We
Yeah.
had at the time we had Mark Occhilupo, one of
Right.
the world champion. Laird Hamilton, just an
Yeah.
animal who went on to change the sport of surfing. Jerry
Mm.
Lopez, who was Mr. Pipeline, as famous as a surfer can ever be.
Right.
And Robbie Page, who also won the Pipe Masters, like in
Yeah.
years after that, just an amazing character who's world famous now. The casting was unreal. Derek Ho's in that movie. Like there's the best surfers in the world were in that movie at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd ever do that again, but that movie, and they don't think they liked it in the beginning, when it came out, but it's become
Yeah.
a cult
Yeah.
classic. Eddie Rothman's in it. Makua Rothman is the baby. These guys are world famous
Right.
surfers all around the
Yeah.
world. People know who they are, and they're in North Shore. I think it's beautiful. We got so lucky with that another cast, Randall Kleiser. It's
Yeah.
another casting miracle
Right.
in the surf world. I mean, a lot of people don't know the surf world. It's a small little tribe, people
Right.
that surf. But within that little tribe, it's not like horror, which is huge,
Yeah, of course.
Surfing is this little tiny
Yeah.
thing. But within the surfing world, that movie's got more famous surfers and than any other movie that's ever been made. And it's
And then
really become beloved.
yeah.
But it took 20 years for people to go, I love this movie. It
Yeah.
took them 20 years for anyone to go, this is great.
Yeah. I didn't see it until the 90s. So
Right.
we just, stumbled across it. I'm like, ah,
Yeah.
sure, let's watch it. I think it looks pretty interesting. And yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got one more year, then you celebrating the 40th anniversary of that movie.
I know. But we don't do conventions for that. But we do reunions where we show the movie and the cast shows up.
That's
But
cool.
I've never conventions. I make a lot of I make money.
Yeah.
Or surfers like, yeah, bro. Like, yeah, it's for you want an autograph? Like, no, I don't want an autograph,
Yeah.
bro. Can I have a picture with you? It's $20.
Yeah.
You're gonna charge me $20? I can take my picture with Kelly Slater for free. I'm like,
Right.
I'm just trying to make a little scratch. What's
Yeah.
wrong with you, bro? Turtle's really gone downhill. No, we don't charge money when we go to
Yeah, of
surf
course.
movie things. But when people come up to conventions and I see them walking across the hall at a
Yeah.
horror convention, I go, those are surfers, and they're coming because they like North Shore. They'll come
Yeah.
over and go, Turtle.
Right.
I'm like, fuck, I love you, bro. I love that. I love that
Yeah.
movie. I'm a surfer, so I love it.
Yeah. And then there's so many other conventions you guys can do this besides the horror ones. So
I don't know the other conventions. I'm not in sci-fi. Or I don't know what else to. I want
they're
to do pop culture 80s
yeah,
convention.
they have them all around. I
I
mean,
didn't know that.
yeah.
I got to tell, whoever it is that I'm in pop culture 80s movies, the new kids, North Shore, Point
Yeah.
Break, Tombstone,
Yeah,
Blue
absolutely.
and
I
the
mean,
Corn,
yeah, like
Grandview, USA. I
yeah.
want to go on those.
Yeah, because they're a bunch. Like I live in Connecticut and there's like a bunch all year
Where
round.
in
Even here.
Connecticut?
I live in Fairfield County.
It's funny. My wife is from Connecticut.
Oh
She's
yeah.
from where's Yale?
Oh, in New
She's
Haven.
she's from New Haven.
Oh,
She
I'm
grew
like
up in New Haven.
I live like 20 minutes away
Oh
from
my
there.
God, she
Yeah.
freaking loves it. I went back there to a convention in
Okay.
Connecticut, and her
Yeah.
mom came to visit me. It was so much
Oh,
fun.
that's great.
She drove in. It was 1 hour away from New Haven, but she drove in.
Yeah, they have the casino, the conventions and some of the casinos up there, and
I want to
it's
go to all the pop. If you know of anybody who's having 80s pop conventions,
yeah.
sign me up.
I'll send you a couple of links. I know
Yeah.
they
Do you
do
have
one.
you can send them to Karen or me. I tried to say this guy can have my number. I'm
Oh
not
yeah, you give it to me
private.
after the show.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, because I've been to a couple, and I'm sure by the horror convention, some of the fans are interesting,
Ah,
to say
that's
the
an
least.
understatement.
Yeah,
Yeah, I recommend it to everybody. You'll
yeah,
never see anything like it. You don't have unless you've seen it, you have no idea
yeah,
how amazing it is to go, whoa, the people watching in there is off the charts.
yeah. No, totally, totally.
It is so much fun. And they're the nicest people. Horror fans, they're
Yeah,
scary looking sometimes, but they are the
yeah,
nicest, supportive people because we're
yeah,
all the shit, we're all the outsiders,
yeah,
that didn't fit in. And we loved, identified with
yeah.
monsters, horror. So did
Right.
I.
Yeah, me
I'm in
too.
cosplay right now as a normal guy. I'm not fucking normal, bro.
Yeah, right.
But but those things, the people actually they look like that all the time. And it's,
Yeah,
some people get scared. They're the nicest, most supportive people. They're all these little misfit toys that come
yeah,
together and love each other at these horror
yeah,
conventions. It is really a good
yeah.
vibe.
And some of the
The vibe is
cosplay is unbelievable
cosplay. Oh, I
too.
love
It's
cosplay.
yeah, it's crazy.
So
Shout
fun.
out to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of them dress like zombies from Return of the Living Dead,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had
Like
guys come
yeah,
up dressed as Chuck and stuff.
yeah.
I'm like, Chuck,
Yeah.
like, where'd you get that jacket?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. How was that shoot? Because I mean, a lot of it was probably shot in the rain, or was that like just
Yeah,
like
I'm sure you've
soundstage?
seen. Yeah, you just said that, so that's yeah, So yeah, that shoot was cold because we were wet
Yeah.
until most of that movie was filmed, we're running around at night
Yeah.
wet in the rain. So that's, and then we run into a place and we have to be dripping wet because we've
Right.
come from outside. Even though we're in a studio in the day, and it's not,
Yeah.
we don't have to be outside, but you got to get hosed down outside the set before you go
Yeah.
in. And so that's what that's like. You actors, you got to read the script. And like, if you walk through a river, like
Yeah.
the Revenant,
Yeah.
Leonardo
Oh
DiCaprio, you
yeah.
walk
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
a river in the first scene and then you're in the snow the rest of the movie, you're gonna
Yeah.
get hypothermia a bunch.
Right.
I mean, that guy deserves Academy Award for so much of the things he's done, but that movie, The
Yeah. Totally.
Revenant,
Yeah.
fucking
Without
unbelievable.
question. Yeah.
So yeah, we're Return of the Living Dead. You can't complain about getting a job as an actor, but yeah, it was. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
you're up.
Yeah.
Somebody gets to hose you down, just like in Pulp Fiction, where he's
Yeah.
hosing those guys down.
Yeah. Right.
That's what it's like before every shot.
Right.
But it was so much fun. We're just scared
Yeah.
and all getting together, going, "What the fuck?" Like
Yeah.
we didn't know what was going on, and it worked in the movie.
Yeah. And then the chemistry between like James Cameron and Tom Matthews was great. And they even brought them back with the sequel. I kind of wish they kind of brought the whole cast back as different roles.
I
That kind
know.
of would be kind of cool.
I've never ever done a sequel of any movie I've ever made, but yeah, I know Tommy did, and he loved James Cameron. The
Yeah.
Karen, they became such close
Yeah.
friends, and
Yeah.
that's great. That doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. Clooney and Pitt,
Yeah,
Redford
exactly.
and Newman. It happens,
Yeah.
but doesn't
Totally.
happen very often.
Yeah. Yeah. But you mentioned the new kids, and I recently watched it, and James Spader is douchebag in that movie, like everything else he does. He's so creepy with that hair.
He's
Uh,
good, isn't he? He's all
he's so
skinny.
good.
He does
He's
that
all
one scene in
skinny.
his bikini
Yeah,
underwear. It's
he's
erotic, right?
malnourished.
Like,
Yeah,
oh, Jimmy, fuck, bro.
eat a
That
burger or
was so
something.
gay and so wonderful. Like Shannon Presby gets on top of
Yeah,
Jimmy's tight underwear, blue underwear, and he's fucking looks like a fucking gay prostitute,
yeah,
with his dyed hair and like
right.
total, gnarly lick my boots pony boy,
Yeah,
and he is fucking gnarly.
yeah,
He's evil and sexy and is like a snake.
yeah,
I
totally.
just thought yeah, that guy's, another extraordinary talent. I
Yeah,
see Sean Cunningham, who
okay.
directed that
Yeah,
movie, wrote, directed at the
I'm
conventions.
sure. What Friday the 13th and everything too.
Yeah,
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 yeah. And Last House on the Left. And that guy,
yeah,
came up, and I'm like, I love you, Sean.
yeah,
Fuck the new kid,
right.
He
Yeah,
he's so cool, man. But
yeah,
yeah, Jimmy Spader, Eric Stoltz, Lori
yeah,
Loughlin, yeah,
yeah. She was great.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
He was great. He looks
yeah.
great from every angle.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, it was. That's a fun movie. The thing that cracks me up about it is like the score of that movie because it's so like cheesy, like after school special, not
Yeah.
meant for a horror movie, but it's
Maybe
yeah,
they didn't have any money to
yeah,
I don't know, man. That movie's pretty cheap, but I mean, yeah,
yeah,
that had no special skills in the score.
yeah, yeah.
Just
But I was gonna say this later, but I'll ask you. You had a lot of cool deaths in your career.
ah, thanks, man.
So, but that one you get killed by a roller coaster.
That's right.
That one's awesome. Point
It's
Break.
unusual.
You
That's for
get
sure.
killed by Gary Busey, which who doesn't want to get killed by Gary Busey?
Yeah, well, in surfing terms, he's the masochist. The
Yeah,
masochist from Big Wednesday kills Turtle from North Shore in
yeah,
Point Break.
yeah,
I'm moving just because the sun's moving.
yeah. No
Hi.
problem. No problem. You get
Uh,
nuked in
I get nuked.
Return of the Living Dead.
So yeah, shot, nuked, head run over by a roller coaster. Okay.
Yeah. You get killed at the OK Corral.
Shot by Val Kilmer
I mean,
and
yeah, her,
shotgun at
yeah,
the OK Corral.
yeah. And then I'll bring this up. I'll probably blow your mind. You get killed on the moon in Moonbase.
I do?
Yeah.
How did I get killed in Moonbase? Do I just they find me dead or do they show me get
You're
killed? Do I kill
you're
them?
like doing your first walk, you're picking up garbage or whatever, and then
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
one of the escaped convicts comes and they just freaking like slice you open or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. That movie must have had like a $200 budget.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
bad. I think Don Borchers had something to do with that
Yeah, I think he
movie.
did. Yeah.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
was just grateful to get a job. Oh, we're going to this garbage dump that's got underground infrastructure,
yeah.
in East LA out by
Right.
Ontario.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, well, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I think I can do this job, like,
Right.
yeah, I got killed in Moonbase. Yeah, you did blow my mind. I forgot
Yeah.
about that one.
Yeah. I might be the only person to seen that movie, but no
You
offense.
might be the only person to see Moonbase.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of, I'll go to a movie that pretty much everyone has seen is Point Break, and you mentioned, Catherine Bigelow, who is unbelievable, Swayze, who
Mm,
you worked with Grandview. So I'm sure you guys kind of had a good reunion when you
we
first got
did.
in the state.
We had a
Yeah.
great time. I don't know that, we never talked about Grandview USA
Okay.
because when I met him, we pretty committed to our characters,
Yeah.
in Point Break, and he became my captain.
Right.
I'd
Yeah.
do anything for him, and he'd do anything for me.
Yeah.
And but we never talked about that, which is too bad. I would love to have talked to him about it, but by the time I was bonding on a different level with him,
Yeah.
like I wasn't as good enough, and I didn't want to interrupt whatever he was going. He was already working on something. He had a long way to go to get to where he needed to go,
Yeah.
whereas I'm a surfer, so it
Right.
was so easy for me to step into
Yeah.
a type of surfer that would be a criminal and selfish and loyal and macho, like
Yeah.
but to be someone who's a cowboy and a dancer, and a martial artist to become a surfer, that's another world.
Right.
So he had to enter another world, and I didn't want to interrupt him in that process.
Yeah.
But we, bonded deeply by skydiving together, and just loving each other and spending a lot of time together. It was great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Did you notice a difference in him from like Grandview to Point Break? The same
Oh
guy.
yeah, totally. I noticed a huge difference. I was a fan of his from The Outsiders when I did
Yeah.
Grandview USA
Right.
and Tommy Howell. Like
Yeah.
these guys were in The Outsiders together.
Yeah.
Now they're doing Grandview USA, and
Exactly.
Patrick got a small part
Right.
and Tommy's the lead.
Yeah.
Like and I was so into my character at the time. I never really talked to them out of character, But I just watching them, I'm an actor, and so I would like to watch other actors on the set and how they work and stuff. And
Yeah.
I got to, get to know Jamie Lee Curtis pretty well and Patrick a little bit. And yeah, the difference, yeah, I mean, he was during Point Break, he became because he had done a movie before that called Ghost that got released while we're filming Point Break, and Ghost with Demi Moore and Go Figure
Yeah.
becomes the #1 movie on the planet for
Right.
a while. He's the romantic lead. The
Yep.
song music goes through the chart,
Yeah.
so the whole world is in love with him now
Yeah.
because of this movie Ghost, which is a weird movie.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Right.
And he became the most expensive, biggest movie star in the world while we're filming a surf movie with
Right.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and a
Yeah.
director that's never done anything but one horror movie.
Right.
Now that she's got the biggest movie star in the
Yeah.
world, and some stoner with long hair, who
Yeah.
did some teen comedy, and a bunch of like little character actors.
Yeah.
And so that was fucking cool to watch.
Yeah.
He was so consistent as character Bodhi and so committed
Yeah.
to be great and to be, our fucking hero. He was so committed. I was so impressed with him. I loved him so much.
Yeah. I know.
And then, Catherine Bigelow is such a genius. She's got this guy that everyone's like, why would you cast the guy that can't speak, doesn't, is obviously an idiot
Yeah.
to play next to Patrick Swayze, the biggest movie star on the planet. She goes, no, he can hold equal
Yeah.
visuals with him. If when you put them both, they got to play like this.
Right. They played off each other so
And she goes,
well.
when you look at them, your eyes equally shared between both of them.
Yeah.
He can hold the same space cinematically as the biggest movie star in the world. She saw that in him before anyone else.
Yeah.
And as it turns out, she was right, and he is.
Yeah.
And look what happened to him.
Yeah.
She goes, no, that guy's got this thing.
Yeah.
And, Patrick was so great working with him, like laughing, like doing stuff with him that was just amazing.
Right.
Generous and committed to his character. What a great actor. And Keanu's just a fucking sweet, smart movie star guy,
Yeah.
man. What an
Without question.
amazing talent he has.
Yeah. Did he
So
have
yeah, I
any?
mean, that
Yeah.
I got to work with those two guys together and it was fucking dreamy.
That's yeah. Did Keanu have any surfing background?
No,
Nothing.
those guys had to get out in the water and it sucks,
Yeah.
man. Like, and hurt themselves,
Yeah.
like, Keanu at least got to play someone who's learning how to surf. So
Yeah.
that's good. But at the same time, he's taking all these, training, weapons training,
Yeah.
FBI training. He's
Yeah.
doing a lot of gun work. You got to learn how to be realistic at
Right.
that, and that's not easy. And we're doing a lot of weight training because Catherine Bigelow wanted us to
Yeah.
have our shirts off a lot, and she had this female gaze. She used the
Yeah.
female gaze for the movie, like
Makes
she's
sense.
going, yeah, yeah, men been doing this for women
Yeah.
all our lives. Now we're going to do it to
Turn the
men.
tables. Yeah.
We're going to turn the
Totally.
tables. And so
Yeah.
we're in the gym
Yeah.
and we're on a diet. Before that became the standard thing in Hollywood,
Yeah.
she's way ahead of her time.
Right.
She's a visionary.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're working out and losing and dieting before the Marvel universe comes about.
Yeah. Did you have a pick of which president, or they assigned you to be
No,
your?
I was cast as Nathaniel 2 years before we did that movie,
Okay.
by Ridley Scott. When Ridley
Oh
Scott
wow.
was going to
Okay.
direct it, I read with
Right.
Ridley Scott to play Bodhi, and he cast me as Nathaniel. And
Okay.
I was like, "Fuck, my life is made. I'm going to do this
Yeah.
great movie. This great. It's going to be awesome. I've made it."
Right.
And the movie got dropped in the studio,
Yeah.
but some people hung in there, like Peter Abrams owned the property and just took it, kept.
Yeah.
It went through a couple different studios, and then Largo picked it up and hired Catherine Bigelow, and they
Yeah.
went, okay, this guy was already, you want to, yeah, yeah, he'll do.
Yeah.
He'll do. So I got the call, like, they're making the movie again. You got your part
Yeah.
back. I'm like, oh my God, I've made it again.
Yeah.
So it was great.
Yeah, that's great. Did you see the remake they did?
I saw it.
Yeah.
Now you put me in a weird place. I mean, that wasn't the best movie ever
No.
made. I wasn't, I would have, I've never been asked to be in anything like that, I wasn't asked to be in that. And so I
Yeah.
was kind of bitter and buttsore about that, like when it came out, it was fun not, to go like, this is the worst movie ever made,
Yeah.
with the worst, because I just felt like they didn't honor, they didn't hire me.
Yeah.
So what were they thinking, like,
Right.
I'm in the most famous surf movies of all time,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
don't you want fans? Don't you want anyone to come to your movie?
Yeah.
But that's me just being a little delusional. But I was really like miffed. Like why wouldn't didn't don't they like the original movie? Don't
Yeah.
they like the people that love them? Like people love that movie.
Yeah. They
So I
they
was
didn't honor it at all.
they didn't honor it,
Yeah.
and that's too bad. I'm a fan of the movie and I love the audience that loves that movie. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll have another chance. They might have something to do with a TV show
Okay.
and hopefully they'll honor it and hopefully they'll put me and all the other guys that, made that movie a
Yeah.
cult classic in the
Absolutely.
movie. That would be, I think, smart, and I sure would enjoy it, to
Yeah.
work again in some semblance because that movie really was a fantastic
Yeah.
experience.
It was. It was a great movie. Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies is Tombstone.
Ah,
Yeah,
really?
I remember when I went to college, it came out in 93, so that was my freshman year in college, and like down the block from my school, they had like $1.50 movie theater. So like the first run movies would go there. I think I saw Tombstone like 4 times in that theater. It's such,
That's
yeah,
great. What a
amazing movie. It's such a great cast.
That's
And
such a good deal to get to see a movie like that for $1.50. That's
yeah, yeah,
yeah, what a cast, huh? Like wow.
yeah,
I remember once I had that script and I had all the actors sign
yeah,
their names,
right,
on their cast like Sam Elliott. Hey, will you sign this
yeah,
for me? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bill
yeah,
Paxton, like Billy Bob. We'll sign this, Bill.
right,
I had that script with all the actors signed by their cast,
yeah.
by the cast name. Priceless. But it burned up in the Woolsey fire in Malibu, like all
Oh,
my scripts and stuff like burned up. And when I had to write an inventory of what I think the
yeah,
value was of some of the things I
yeah,
lost, the sentimental value, I swear,
right.
priceless.
Priceless.
They're like, you have to put a number on it. $1 million. Like, no, because you got to look up I got to look it up and fucking bullshit, but
Yeah,
whatever. That was so, I love
Yeah.
that cast. What a cast. I'll never be in a movie. I don't think
Yeah.
they make movies with casts like that anymore,
No.
right? That was kind of old fashioned, it's a
Yeah.
Western with everybody.
Everyone in it, and you
Every
get,
fucking cool actor, except the only fucking
yeah.
cool actors that aren't in it that were Western guys were Kevin Costner
Yeah.
and Dennis Quaid.
They were doing
Because
the other
those
one, right?
losers made that fucking flop at the
Yeah.
same time. They
Oh
thought they
my
were
God.
better than us, and we kicked
Yeah.
them
That
fucking
movie
ass.
was so pretentious. It was, yeah. Oh, yeah. You
Pretentious.
know?
To make a pretentious Western, let me think. How do pretentious Westerns do? Ask Kevin Costner. He just did another one. He
Dude,
can't get enough of making pretentious
yeah.
Western flops.
Yeah. And with the
And it's
Horizon,
too bad because he's
yeah.
such a fucking good actor.
He's so
Like in that Larry
talented.
Casson Western he did,
Yeah.
hit the ball out of the park. As good as it
Exactly.
gets. Kevin, you're
Yeah.
a brilliant fucking actor. But you need a director to tell you what to do.
That's the thing. And you
Right?
need,
You just get so up on yourself that you think
yeah.
you're the God's gift to cinema,
Yeah.
and you lose your you lose your fucking shirt.
Yeah.
Bye bye again. Work your way
Yeah.
up again. Fuck you just he's learned. I've never seen an actor have that hubris fall from grace twice. I've
Yeah.
seen him do it once. He did it once, came
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Brilliant actor, smart
Right.
guy, brilliant actor, but
Yeah.
he's got that fatal flaw
Yeah.
of thinking
He's
he's
like, I'm gonna do it this time. It's gonna
so
happen.
good.
It's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
no,
Yeah.
I'm right about this
Yeah.
one because it's
Right.
all me. He's got no one going, dude, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe you're not right. No, I'm not going to listen to anybody. I'm Kevin fucking Costner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Right. That's
see
like,
ya.
yeah, exactly. You know
What was
what?
that show you did? You were on Yellowstone, but then you did something after. What was that?
Yeah.
Did
Right.
anybody what did it cost you? What? Yeah,
Nope.
so it's just like his Wide Earth thing was like he's making they were fucking buying up our wardrobe and shit and
Yeah.
thinking we're making a stupid popcorn movie, and they were making a serious
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
their movie was
Nope.
serious. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a serious bomb and a flop and seriously pretentious.
Yeah.
People are laughing about you now. They're laughing at you
Yeah.
now because of it. And
Yeah.
our movie, you thought you were laughing at us about our movie, and people
Oh,
love
it's so
Tombstone.
good. I mean,
It's
yeah.
so good.
Yeah. I mean, young Billy
You just
Bob
never
Thornton.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. John Corbin, young John Corbin's in
John
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Corbett, Jason
Jason Priestley. Yeah.
Priestley,
Billy
Billy
Zane.
Zane,
Yeah. I mean,
all
Terry
the greats.
O'Quinn. I mean, there's so many,
Harry
Thomas Hayden Church.
O'Quinn, dude, you're a movie lover. You love
Yeah.
action.
And that movie's great. Thomas Hayden Church. I mean, it's like,
Thomas
oh,
Hayden Church, as big a star as you get, right? TV.
yeah.
Thomas Hayden Church, Stephen Lang,
Yeah. And then,
Sam Elliott.
yeah.
Fuck. Oh my
Yeah. I
God.
mean, Dana Delaney.
Bill
Oh,
Paxton,
yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton,
Yeah. Hell, and Frank Stallone. I mean,
Frank Stallone, Charlton Heston, Robert
yeah.
Mitchum. What
So
the
good.
fuck?
Yeah. I mean, so good.
So
Yeah.
good.
I mean, Val Kilmer should have won an Oscar for that
Should have
movie.
won an Oscar, right?
Yeah.
Looking back on it, it's like nobody's done work better than that.
Yeah.
They've done work as good as that.
Right.
Some actors, Daniel Day-Lewis done work as good
Oh,
as
yeah.
that,
Great.
but no one's done work better than that.
No.
No one's been better than Val Kilmer was at Doc Holliday. He was as good as anyone could ever be at that job.
Yeah.
And
Without
it was
question.
without question. And it
Yeah.
was moving. So yeah, Academy Awards, awards are weird in general, but still, you want to hear my Academy Award story? It's pretty funny
Absolutely.
because it's award seasons are coming
Yeah.
up.
It's coming up soon. Yeah.
So I did this TV show that was live TV called Fail Safe with George Clooney.
Yeah.
Put it on. And a bunch of actors, Sam Elliott was in that too,
Right.
but a bunch of great actors, Noah Wiley, Richard Dreyfuss,
Yeah.
Sam Elliott, great actors. Harvey Keitel.
Wow.
But anyway, we're sitting at lunch and we're doing it on the lot, and we had to film it live like 3 times or something like that. Not
Yeah.
live, we had to film it live, but we rehearsed a lot.
Right.
And we're sitting out there at lunch, I'm sitting with Richard Dreyfuss, me and my friend Matt Adler. And it's
Yeah.
also, it's coming up to award ceremony and somebody asks, something about, what do you think about this or that? And he goes, Richard Dreyfuss goes,
Yeah.
I got an Academy Award story for you. I was like, oh yeah, we want to hear it. Oh God, my gardeners are here, which is rarely happens.
Right.
He goes, so, I'm talking to my best friend was up for an Academy Award, my best friend. And he was so nervous coming up to it. He thought he was like, fuck, he was happy. He was so neurotic. I thought
Yeah.
he was just having panic attacks. He's like, Richard, I don't know what and I was telling him, I was going, dude, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. He goes, not that big of a deal. It's a fucking huge deal. It's the biggest deal in the business,
Right.
in the world, you know? And Richard
Yeah.
goes, hey, you know, listen, who won the Academy Award for Best Actor last year? And the guy goes, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
And Richard goes, I did. Because he had won Best Actor the year before.
Wow.
And his best friend couldn't even bring that to mind
Wow.
because that's how much of not a big deal it is.
Yeah.
And Richard had been there and done that. And I was like, oh my God, that's the best fucking story I've ever heard. I
That's
did.
great.
Who won last year?
I don't remember.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
did. But when you're coming up to awards, it's like, it's a big
That's
deal.
great. Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know why I brought that up. We say, oh, awards. Yeah.
Yeah. Val
Yeah.
Kilmer.
You
Yeah.
look back on the work actors have done, you know,
Yeah.
Val Kilmer, Doc Holliday,
Great. Yeah.
easy gets.
Yeah. I mean, Kurt Russell's mustache should have won an Oscar, but
I know.
yeah,
Fuck. How good
that's
was
great.
that?
Yeah, that was so
Kurt
good.
Russell's a fucking. Did you see Bone Tomahawk?
No.
Bone Tomahawk is a horror western.
Okay. Oh, I'll have to watch
Bone
that.
Tomahawk. Kurt Russell is in a horror western, and his mustache is even
Right.
bigger. And he is so fucking good. And that movie is
Yeah.
so weird. It is a fucking great movie.
I'll have to
I
watch that.
recommend it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. What is
Bone
your
Tomahawk.
what is your favorite horror movie of all time?
That I've been in or seen.
Dean.
A lot of people right off the bat always say Exorcist and stuff, but mine is Hereditary. Hereditary,
Yeah.
which is a modern horror movie
That's really good.
with Gabrielle Byrne. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so disturbing. That's my favorite horror movie.
Okay.
Hereditary, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
When God, that guy looks at himself I mean, that movie is my favorite horror movie,
Right.
without a doubt.
Yeah. That's a good one too. Yeah.
That's mine.
Yeah. Mine is the first Halloween.
Oh, the first Halloween. How
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
How
That's
fun
good.
to love to have
Yeah.
that.
Because music makes that movie,
Oh my God.
and
Isn't
it's
it
just
great?
yeah.
That music's so fucking good.
Yeah. It's scary and it's unbelievable. Yeah.
Terminator had good music too, huh? Was it Terminator? What was it called that had that also good 80s like soundtrack? It might not have been, might have not the first movie. Was it called Terminator that Linda Hamilton did with
Yeah.
Arnold? Was it called Terminator?
Terminator. Just the
I think that
Terminator.
had
Yeah.
really good
That
music
was
too.
really good music.
Really
Yeah.
good music. Yeah.
Yeah. And
They
the
really
sequel too. Yeah.
fucking good
Yeah.
job.
And Michael Biehn, you worked with him in Tombstone.
Michael Biehn, yeah.
Yeah.
Tombstone actor, like
I had him on like 3 years ago.
good.
It was a 2-hour conversation. I asked 5 questions. He just went on with these amazing stories, and I'm like,
Oh
this
God.
is just like I was just listening, like he was great. It was so good. Like
That is
Johnny
so
Ringo, oh great. He was so good in that too.
how great he is.
Everyone was good in that movie. Everyone nailed their roles perfectly.
Everyone did. Everyone nailed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Brian Burke. I mean
Robert John
Robert
Burke.
Burke.
Yeah, yeah.
Robert Burke played my
Yeah.
brother. That guy's a fucking great actor.
Yeah. And he became RoboCop,
No,
right?
he's RoboCop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the second RoboCop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
He's a great actor.
Yeah. But John, I can talk to you for hours. This was so much fun. I really
Oh, that was
appreciate
so
your
much fun.
time.
Well, it's 3:10. I can't when you said that thing about about that guy talking all the time, Michael Biehn, I was like, oh fuck, I talk too much, man. You wanted
Oh no,
us.
you were great. Yeah. This was so much fun. I really appreciate your time.
Well, thank you so much. I had a fun. You're really fun to talk to about movies, man. Have a good one.
And a special thanks to John for joining me today. Go check out his past movies. They're fantastic, especially Grandview USA. Very underrated, criminally underrated, so go check that out. And if you have a guest suggestion, hit me up on X, formerly Twitter, at @thepersonal19. Be sure to like the page Really My Youth on Facebook. You can go to iTunes, check out all the past episodes we've had. While you're there, please rate and review the show. I would really appreciate it. Don't have iTunes? Not a problem. Shows on SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, YouTube, basically wherever you can find a podcast. New episode will come out soon. Stay safe, everybody. We'll see you then.